Yoru is perfect for controlling information and deceiving the enemy with his abilities. Ziptie recognized this potential and mastered it like no one else. So today, I'll teach you how to be just like him. Now, why would a fake clone work in a situation like this? Typically, in 1v1s, you would never run out in the open, right? But on Yoru, you can. This is the perfect opportunity for a fake clone because the second Breach hears footsteps stomping towards him, he's gonna assume it's just a Yoru clone, when it's not. Look at how good Ziptie is at being an absolute nuisance in the post plant here. A lot of you would have swung this early and took the 50-50 gunfight, but why? Just play time and force the Sage to never commit to the defuse. His patience at being that fly you just can't get rid of is the perfect way to sum up some of his plays. Look at this combo to gain control of sight here. He has his Harbor throw an orb on top of the mid-sight box, but uses the updraft tech while in his ultimate to get inside of it safely. Unulting in weird off angles will almost always net you a kill or a round every game. Make sure to try this in your own matches. I teach my students this a lot, but when flashing with Yoru, no matter where you are in the game, you can almost always look up to make your flashes 10 times better. Watch how Ziptie executes this perfectly. A lot of you guys wonder why your clones don't get shot, and it's because you're using them too close to corners. Like this clip, take your time and make sure you're maximizing the distance to let your clone form. Ziptie does this play often and I love it. On Bind, you can fake that you left with your clone in the teleporters. This works great when the enemy really has you cornered and you have no reason to not leave. There's so many ways to fake your location on Yoru, but one of the best is fake flashing. This mainly works in higher elos where players are smarter, but because the enemy can't see Yoru's flash until it bounces off a surface, you can throw it completely away from yourself, making the enemy think you're somewhere you're not. This is one of the most underrated techs in the world of Yoru misdirection. If you use your clone into an area the enemy can't see as you tap, they will hear your footsteps and think you got off the spike. Here's an S-tier example of how Ziptie maximizes his utility to confuse the enemy. Even something as little as the spray is being used to cause confusion here. Take notes. A big factor of what separates the great Yorus from the bad ones is squeezing every drop out of his teleporters. Ziptie uses his teleporter 3 times in this one round, and you should be doing the same.
He's gonna go process. Right? We're just gonna blind. Close. 40.
Ziptie is a really good player, but one thing that even he could do to be better is join the Yoru Masterclass. This fake clone attempt is good, but the Masterclass shows it better. In a moment like this, a fake clone would never work because the enemy already shot his clone, giving them no reason to not shoot him as well. I literally have students getting their dream rank in just a couple of weeks, so if you're ready to take your Yoru to the next level, go to the description, click the first link, and sign up. I'll see you inside. This tech is hard to pull off, but if you fake TP right after you unult, some players will think you unulted from where you fake TP. Here's a great example. Ziptie is incredible at teleporting with intention. Although this play is insanely aggressive, pay attention to the timing with his flash and also how he uses the wall to make sure the enemy can't dodge it. This is what your own flash teleport should look like.
Oh my god. Oh.
This might seem like the last updraft play, but I wanted to point out something here to help you even more with your updrafts. If you have a second TP, always anchor it down in the same updraft spot, so once you leave it, you can get back up there again. If the enemy didn't expect you to get up there once, I can almost promise you they won't expect it twice. Much like you're about to see someone else say, sometimes on Yoru, you just have to not care. Yoru is inherently a risky and gambling agent. So by taking these insane gamble teleports and playing like you don't care with intention, you can really catch the enemy off guard.
This guy doesn't care, man. Where? Damn it.
If you're still not going for spawn TPs on Yoru, you're probably trolling more than Ziptie. But remember to only take it when you have info that nobody is camping it.
Heaven, heaven.
Last player standing.
Both sides.
One enemy remaining. 30 seconds left.
Oh my god, Ty.
Earlier, we talked about unulting with Yoru and weird off angles, but sometimes it's just a bit too risky. So if you find yourself in this situation, see if you can set up a good off angle teleport instead that you can combine your flash with.
Come on, I have a tech here. Watch this.
I'm super low.
Yoru might TP behind you. That is insane.
Super low, let me swing.
Jump. Oh my god.
Speaking of ults, this play was much easier to pull off with the old Yoru ult, rest in peace, but I wanted to include it anyways. Unulting someone right after you ult them can really catch them off guard. I recommend just strafing to dodge some bullets while you equip your gun. If you want free kills on Yoru, find the closest initiator and wait for them to use their info gathering utility. Then unult or TP on them for free kills. Yoru's ultimate thrives against ops. It's very unlikely that someone aimed down sights will be able to unscope, turn, and no-scope you before you can kill them. So always look for opportunities to take them out. Here's another big Yoru ult tip. Use your TP to cover ground for free, giving you even more time to spend in your ultimate. Take a look. Using Yoru's ultimate to get your TP in weird spots is something Ziptie does better than anybody else. In your next match, look for weird spots to put your TP in that the enemy will never expect when you ult, and enjoy the free round wins. If you enjoyed that video, watch this one next. And if you want to master Yoru, join the masterclass. Link in the description.